everybody. It's Kara, aka the Principal Painter. Welcome back to Volume 5 of the Principal's Office Hour. I know this is kind of a random day to post this, but inspiration hit, and when it hits, I just have to go with it. For those of you that may be new or have not seen a Principal's Office Hour, I will put the playlist of all of my office hours below this video, so you can watch if you just happened upon this and this is your first time. This is kind of like a whip and chat, but it's kind of a non-traditional whip and chat. What I thought about when I thought about starting this series was doing a series of videos that, you know, when I was a principal, teachers used to come into my office and they'd sometimes just need a place to vent, to share, or they needed my advice. And, I had to figure out what they needed when they came in, because sometimes I'm a fixer, so I automatically like to fix things. And sometimes they didn't need their problems fixed. Sometimes they just needed an ear or, some motivation. So when I started thinking about this Principal's Office Hour, I thought, what can I do in the diamond painting community to kind of continue those talks? Because those talks were very valuable to me as a person and as a principal. I learned just as much from them as the teachers and staff did. So it was a special thing to me. Sometimes I'd sit on the floor with them and go over schedules laid out. I remember a teacher said, "I don't think I have time." And I said, "Let's get out your schedule." And we sat on the floor. And just sometimes I just shared my life experiences with them, and I don't know if it helped or not, but it helped me. So I hope that it did, and I got good feedback. So that's what this is. So treat it like a whip and chat. It can be, you just listen. I am going to be working on a diamond painting while I talk to you about the topic of today's Principal's Office Hour. If you're running errands, you can listen to it on your way to run errands. If you're running or doing something more than I am, please feel free to listen. Or you can pull out your diamond painting, cross stitch, coloring, crochet, and just listen right along with me, which is perfectly fine. So again, it's a whip and chat in a sense, but it's a non-traditional whip and chat, and that's what I wanted it to be. So today I am on the last row of Away From It All from Ivy Dollamore. I absolutely am loving this piece. I have enhanced it a little bit. I will not be working on any enhancements while I'm talking to you. It's hard enough for me to talk and look at notes and diamond paint at the same time. So I didn't want to focus on any enhancing. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So this is what I'm working on. It is from Diamond Art Club. It is a 55.8 by 74 centimeters. It is a square diamond painting, and I just love that. This is what diamond painting makes me feel like, or any type of creativity, just like you're away from it all and magic's happening all around you. So that is what I'm working on. The pen I am using is from Candylicious Pens. Love this pen. The tips, I'm not sure where I got this tip from. And my single placer from Diamond Art Club is in another pen, so I'm just using this metal tip. This is a 10 placer from Diamond Art Club. Love these tips. The containers I'm using are the large square Tic Tac containers. I have my little setup here. This is an Art Dot set. It comes with this little doodah, and I've got another layer. This comes in 2 layers, and the top layers over here, up here to my left. But 103 possible colors. This one has, how many colors does it have in it, Kara? 73 colors, so plenty of Tic Tac containers. That's where that's from. My tray is from Muni Made. Love these long, larger trays for larger areas of color that I need to get down. So wax that I'm using is Patty Wax. It always is. So that's what I am using here. So this particular Principal's Office Hour, I'm kind of proud of. I did not get inspiration from a book for this. All of this is me. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I was motivated by a creator. She said something at the end of one of her videos. If you have not checked out Minori, I'll put her channel in the description box too of this. Minori is an absolutely adorable creator. I love listening to her. She is Japanese. She is from Japan. And she does a lot of different diamond painting things. She goes shopping in Japan and you can see all kinds of things, but she is absolutely adorable, one of the most positive people. If you need a shot in the arm of positivity, Minori is your girl. She's precious. But, and she's also the creator that really, I love watching her. She does diamond painting on glass, which is really cool to watch. I have not been brave enough. I know a couple of other creators have done some diamond painting on glass, and I would like to do maybe a little project to start out with to see if I like diamond painting on glass, but it's really cool. So go check out her channel. But the last video I watched of hers, I didn't really know what I was going to do as a topic for today's Principal's Office Hour. And, you know, I'd been reading some books and I had some ideas. I got a new Brene Brown book that I was looking at, a couple of others that I had read. But I was just, you know, diamond painting, watching her channel. And she finished her video and I can't remember what she was talking about, not talking about, but she said, you know, she said, laying drills down on a canvas is kind of like life. And she said, you lay one drill. Oh, I know. She was talking about gardening, actually. And she said, you know, gardening and life is kind of like diamond painting. You lay one drill down at a time. You start with nothing, and one single drill at a time, you end up with something beautiful. And I thought, there's a topic there to talk about. So I took that little seed that she gave me in my brain and I expanded on it. So thank you, Minori. I always believe in giving credit where credit is due. So that's kind of what inspired me to come up with today's Whip and Chat. I don't even know where I'm at here on this painting. Do I have any W's left? Obviously not. All right. So the topic of today's Principal's Office Hour is how diamond painting mirrors life. And like I said, this is all me. I wrote things down at random times for this particular Principal's Office Hour. So let's get started. How does diamond painting mirror life? And I'm going to start off with what Minori talked about. One drill at a time. And if you think about life, you start off in life with a blank canvas, a blank page of your life, right? You then lay a series of drills down and end up with a beautiful piece, a beautiful mosaic. So think of the drills as each day of your life, right? And so at the end of our life, we hope that we have this beautiful mosaic. Sometimes the drills aren't always going to go down straight. Sometimes we have to pull them back up and start over again. But we start out our canvases, you know, blank. We also start out the canvases in different places. Each of us is in a different place in life. Some of us are confident in starting, like we jump right into the diamond painting, or we jump right into life, or jump right into what life holds for us. And we love that. But some people are more hesitant. It's like, oh my gosh, where do I start? What do I do? That type of thing. Some sections, like days, seem to last forever. I don't know if any of you experience this, but I do. There are some canvases that I just whip through and get done, and people are like, wow, you're so fast, Kara. How did you get that done so quickly? And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. Do I have 54 out? Where is 54? Oh, here we go. Sorry, like I said, I can't talk and chew gum at the same time. But some days seem to go by super fast and some days seem to drag on forever. But like a canvas, I experience sections and rows that last forever. I should have probably been done with this a long time ago. It's just been a slow moving piece. I started it for the Ivy Dollamore event and I'm still working on it. But like a diamond painting, we just keep plugging away. We are propelled forward day by day in our lives like we are in a diamond painting. It's just a day by day process. And if we have a bad day one day, the next day hopefully will be better. And we only know that if we continue to move forward. So as our diamond paintings propel us forward, so does life. And some days we want to do over. You know, just like some parts of our diamond paintings we get done with and go, that looks terrible, and we take off the drills and we start over. And thank goodness we can do that. And thank goodness we are given every single day to start over. If yesterday was a bad day, we can start over. It's okay. So one drill at a time, one day at a time. And for someone like me that has very little patience, ooh, I got a drill with a tabby on it here. Who has very little patience, that's sometimes hard for us. But I have learned that if we are patient and take it day by day, it does get better. But sometimes those days seem so long and sometimes they fly by. Like the weekends or the summer when we're working, they fly by. Some days seem to last forever. The tough days do seem like they last forever, unfortunately, but they do. All right. Another way that I find that diamond painting mirrors life is we mess up, we start over. Like life, we're going to mess things up at times. We clean up spilled drills like life's messes. We pick up misplaced or crooked drills off the canvas. We rechart things we don't like on the canvas. It takes tweezers and a lot of patience. That's just like life, right? We fix it, we clean it up. Things don't go as planned. But the most important thing in life and diamond painting is when things don't go right, or we hurt others, life just gets plain messy, or we don't show up like we want to. We patiently, methodically, and lovingly apologize, regroup, sort out, and repair life's mishaps and mistakes. And in the end, we have created a beautiful piece of a well-lived life. It's all about that aspect of being real. Nobody has all the answers. We all mess up. And part of being a diamond painter and growing from being a diamond painter, just like growing in life, is being vulnerable and admitting you don't have all the answers, or you don't know the answer, or things aren't going perfectly well. And maybe getting some help from others. That's what the community is all about. So we're gonna mess it up, but how we fix it and how we show up to fix it is important. So that's another way that diamond painting mirrors life. I mean, how many times have we spilled drills? There have been some curse words said in the painter household with spilling drills, but you know, like life, when stuff messes up, we can scream, yell, curse, but when we get done, the mess is still there and we're still gonna have to clean it up. So how we clean it up and how we fix it is up to us. But if we want this beautiful painting at the end of the day, or we want a beautiful life at the end of the day, it's important to show up, own your mistakes, own the mess up, and fix it, okay? Because if we don't fix mistakes on the canvas, it ends up looking terrible when we get done. So you gotta fix it, right? So that's like life, you know? You don't want mistakes to go unfixed or to not apologize to people when we have wronged them. So that's the making, you know, of a beautiful life and a beautiful canvas. And speaking of, again, it's very hard to talk and diamond paint at the same time. Where is this symbol that I am looking for to get drills for? Oh my goodness, here we go. 43, where is 43? Here we go, okay. All right, moving on. Number 3 in the way that diamond painting mirrors life. The possibilities are endless. How we approach our canvas and our lives is completely up to us. We can approach each with joy, anxiety, excitement, hope, and determination. These emotions change a lot throughout our lives and as we diamond paint. I can go from being really happy with a section on a diamond painting and get to the next one and go, oh my gosh, I am so bored. Or, oh my gosh, I'm so excited with how that turned out. Or, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. I need to fix it. So emotions change throughout life and throughout diamond paintings, right? How we tackle both is totally up to us and how we approach things. So, we determine, like, situations in life, people in life. Are we going to finish the canvas? Are we going to finish the story with that person? Or are we going to walk away? We've got to, figure that out for ourselves, for our self-preservation, for our mental health. How are we, and one is absolutely much more dramatic and powerful than the other. Walking away from a diamond painting can be, a little disheartening, but walking away from a marriage or a friendship is a big deal. It is, but we choose if we're going to do that. And sometimes, in diamond painting, if we don't want to experience what we call burnout, which, you just kind of walk away from the craft for a while, we have to walk away from some things for a while. My owl painting, I'm not walking away from that owl painting for forever because I want to finish it. But I knew that if I didn't walk away for a little while, I was going to get burned out because that feeling was coming. And it wasn't because I didn't love the piece. It was because I just needed, it was a lot. That diamond painting was a lot to do. So, and it continues to be, but I'm ready now. I'm ready to pull it back out and start working on it. I know people are wondering where the owl is. He is still very well. He's alive and well and in my craft room. He's not necessarily in timeout because timeout means a bad thing. He's just on a break for a while. So again, sometimes we have to take a break from people in our lives, just like we take a break from diamond paintings. Some people, as you know, a little of them goes a long way, and we love them. We do. But sometimes we just need a little bit of a break. Sometimes for us and for our mental health, we got to walk away altogether. And that's tough. That's really tough. But, we've got to do what we need to do. All right. We get to create. This is number 4 on how diamond painting mirrors life. We get to create a canvas or a life that's totally us. So what you are doing with your life is up to you, right? So we can enhance our canvases with bling. We can change skin or hair color. We can rechart an element to create a piece that we love and are proud of. This begs the question, how are we enhancing our own lives? How are we changing the landscape of our lives to make our world and the world of others more beautiful? And most importantly, are we willing to be brave and do this in order to create a piece and a life that brings us joy and meaning? There are many people in my life that have absolutely no clue what diamond painting is. They have no clue why I'm so into it. None at all. But they do know this. They know that I'm happy and they know that it brings me joy. There are other people that do things that I don't understand. I watched a Netflix special about people that enjoyed putting on a mermaid tail and being a mermaid. And I thought, what kind of wackadoodle people are these? But I took the time to watch and listen to these people, and they weren't wackadoodle at all. It made them feel good. And I'm thinking, okay, they're not carjacking people. They're not robbing banks. This brings them joy. They're not hurting anybody. Why am I begrudging them and saying they're crazy? They're not. It just brings them joy, like diamond painting brings us joy. But again, if we're creating a piece that's totally us, and I have enhanced some things on this, you know what? There are some people that choose not to enhance their paintings at all. It's not them. That's not their thing. And, you know, I always say there's no wrong way to diamond paint. If you have a life that you love and you're bringing joy to other people and yourselves and you're not hurting anyone, you know, that, and even if you're the only one that understands that, that's okay. That's okay. There are lots of people in the diamond painting world that may do things that I'm like, oh, I'd never do that. I do things that I know people would say, oh, I would never do that. And that's okay. Diamond painting, the possibilities are endless. And if you end up with a piece that you love, don't let anybody ever tell you you're doing it wrong. That's my first thing that I always tell people when they say, you know, Kara, do you have any advice about diamond painting? Yep, don't ever let anybody tell you you're doing it wrong. You know, just don't. There's no wrong way to diamond paint, okay? Unless you're completely putting the wrong drills on the wrong symbols and just, you know, I don't know. And even if you are, maybe that's what you want to do. You know, that's creativity, that's art, okay? There's really, unless, again, I go back to if you are harming yourself or harming others, unless you're doing that, there's no wrong way to live a life. Live your life as you want. Enhance your life as you want. Don't enhance your life as you want. There are people that are comfortable with things that others are not. That's perfectly fine. So again, how we approach our canvases and our lives is totally up to us. And I love that. I mean, are you guys not amazed? I mean, once I started thinking of all the ways that diamond painting mirrored life, I was pretty amazed. I was like, wow, no wonder we start this and we get into it and it just kind of, we get into a groove and our brains just work differently when we're diamond painting. Diamond painting was what helped me think of what I was going to say on this particular episode of the Principal's Office Hour. So again, the way we approach our canvases and our lives is totally up to us. It can be unique to us, and I love that. All right, the fifth thing that I have to talk to you about is we all have choices in our diamond paintings and in life. We choose our canvas subject matter, the company we buy from, the size. Is it square? Is it round? Toolkit? No toolkit? The choices are many, but the rewards are great. In life, we make choices every day. If you sat and thought, even if you are a stay-at-home person, you're not working like me, or you did work like me, the choices that we make every day, we make thousands every day that we don't even realize because we're just on autopilot, okay? Basically, we make choices every day. And for those like me who tend to be less patient, jump right in, make knee-jerk assumptions and decisions, diamond painting teaches us to slow down, look at the details, savor the moments, and that when we're making choices to do what is right for us in our hearts, diamond painting also forces us to slow down, savor the moments, and enjoy just being. We don't have a phone in our hand. We're not taking a million pictures for social media. It's just being. And right now, I will tell you, there are many times that I do things that I don't even pull my phone out of my bag. It's more unique now to do something and not document it for social media than it is to do it. And it also feels good to just be there and in the moment and have the moment all for myself and nobody else. Okay. But what else did I put? Okay. I also put, look around. Beauty is everywhere. You just have to take a moment to notice it. So I am a person, like I said in the narrative that I wrote, all my life, I was knee-jerk, let's go. We got to make decisions quick. And in my job, I had to make decisions quick. And I never had a moment to think. That's one thing that I will tell you for those of you that have retired or are thinking about retiring or wonder what retirement is like. One of the gifts of retirement is it gives you time. I finally have a chance to think, like really think about things that I just never had before, because I would wake up every morning and feel like I was shot out of a gun. But when we're diamond painting and when we're looking at paintings to purchase or what will make us happy and spark our creativity, we have to slow down. And believe me, slowing me down is a feat. You can ask Marlon. I tended before to make knee-jerk, reactions. Okay, well, this has got to be because of this. And I wouldn't look at anything else. I would just look at the situation as it looked from the outside, would not, research, do any type of learning about said problem or said issue or whatever, and just make a decision. Well, that sometimes we have to do that because a decision has to be made immediately. But most of the time we do have a chance to sit and think for a second about what decisions we're making in life, that type of thing. I always joke about the fact that I rarely, I'm looking more now. I rarely looked at the details of a diamond painting before I bought it. If I liked the art, that was it. I bought it. And then I would get it and go, oh my God, this is 150 by 97. What did I do? And people would say, didn't you look, Kara, at the size? Didn't you? And I'd go, nope, sure didn't. Didn't look at the size, didn't look whether the diamonds were round or square, did not look at any of that. But now I do take the time to look, because I've procured so many in my stash. It's forced me to look at that. And just like in life, before I react to something, and it's hard for me to do, and for those of you that are reactionary like I am, making this a habit is hard, but once you do, oh my gosh, what a weight off of your shoulders it becomes. You don't have to make decisions immediately or make assumptions about a situation immediately. Take a minute, take a breath. If someone is rude to you or whatever, you don't have to respond right away and take it out to social media and, make it a thing. Take a breath, take a minute, take overnight to think about the situation, how you can best respond to de-escalate the situation. Sometimes sleeping on it is a good thing. And that's what I tell people. It's hard. It's hard for people like me that are emotional and want to right the situation because I've been wronged and what happened was so wrong. But sometimes taking a minute to look at the whole situation can greatly benefit us. Like diamond painting. Some of us like to make a plan on how we're going to tackle the canvas. Some of us just jump right in. My style of doing a diamond painting, let's say I'm going to enhance it or rechart it or whatever, I just wait till I get to that area. Sometimes I will get to an area and, call this my ADD brain. Sometimes I'll get to an area on a diamond painting and go, wow, I didn't even think about enhancing that area, but that would look super cool enhanced. And I'll just do it right then, just in time enhancing is what I call it. And it works. Now, I have friends that plan out the enhancing of their entire canvas before they even start. I'm a hybrid. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and I do have areas on the diamond painting that I really want to enhance that I think would look really cool. So I kind of do both, but I never turn down an opportunity to enhance an area that I think might look good. Kind of in life, people, there are different people in the world. Some of my, some of my teacher friends would plan their lessons down to a T, practically had them scripted, and they did not vary from that script. The type of teacher I was, I would have a lesson plan. I would have goals for student learning. I knew where definitely I wanted my students headed every single day. However, if my little lesson plan wasn't going as I planned, and you can look at the faces of your students and know they don't get it. They are not getting it. Sometimes I would say, all right, everybody, shut your books. We're going to do it the Mrs. Daniels way. And I would show them a variation on how to work a problem or how to do something to where I knew that they were understanding the concept. So I'm kind of a hybrid person. I believe in having a plan, but I also believe that, like life, diamond painting is greatly enhanced when you find little glimmers that you can add that you didn't expect. I love finding out of the way places. I love finding things that surprise me. And diamond painting, like life, surprises me a lot. I'll get finished with a section and not even know that there was a rabbit or a bird or something in the diamond painting that I didn't even see at first, and it pops out at me. I love that, and I love that about diamond painting, and I love that it mirrors life that way. I love being, being pleasantly surprised in life. So I don't like being surprised with gifts because I like to know what they are. But if something I'm just talking about if something just happens out of thin air, or I see something that surprises me, I love that. All right, so again, we all have choices in life. We all have choices on our diamond paintings, and it's the choices that we make that either create or destroy a beautiful life. So choose wisely, my friends, choose wisely. And if you have to take a breath or have to take a beat or sleep on it, do that. Do that. I'm telling you, a good night's sleep works wonders. Absolutely works wonders. All right, my final point. Diamond painting causes connections. You know what? This isn't my final point. This is my second to final point, and I'm going to have to shut off the camera for a second and go get my final point, because I wrote a final point and printed it and did not get the most current printout here. But my sixth point, diamond painting causes connections. As human beings, we are all built for connecting with others. We all need to know we matter, the subject of my 4th volume of the Principal's Office Hour. We all need to know we matter. We all need to know that we're not alone. And diamond painting causes those connections. And, we connect in life for sure, but it's very nice to have a community around us that gets us. That's why I tell people I love retreats, because I am in a room full of people that are my tribe. They are my people. They get me. They get why I like what I like. And those are connections. And what I had to say about that, diamond painting, like life, involves individual style, techniques, and issues. However, like life, if we let ourselves, you have to let yourself, because there are a lot of people in the community that know everything, and they think they have to know everything, and they don't ask questions. They have advice for everything, and they know everything, and they know best, and that's fine. However, if we let ourselves, hint, hint, we can ask questions, learn from others, and seek advice. It is through this that we make connections with others, forge lifelong friendships, and most importantly, realize we are not alone. I don't know how many times that I say in my videos, am I the only one that does that? And I will invariably get a million comments on my videos going, no, I do that too. Oh my gosh, I thought I was the only person. I'm so glad you said that, Kara. Yes, I do that. Or yes, no, I don't, but I get what you're saying. Connections. diamond painting forces connections with others, and I love that. I do. And in life, we can do that as well. If we do the same thing that we're doing in the diamond painting community, ask questions. Don't be afraid to say, you know what? I don't know. Rather than just spouting out an answer, and you know that you're not really certain, but you're going to act like you know it, so you're just going to say it. Don't be afraid to say, you know what, I'm not sure about that, but I will find out for you, and then follow up once you find out. And you can say, I was right, this is how it is, or no, I found out I was wrong. I have learned in diamond painting and life, especially life as a principal and a teacher working with kids, to never say never. There are never any absolutes in diamond painting or life. There have been a lot of examples of me thinking, oh my gosh, I'm the most creative human being on the planet and I'm the first one to think of this, only to be told, no, Kara, somebody else has done that before you, or that's been thought of, or that's been done. Again, there are no absolutes in diamond painting. There are things that, I thought a couple years ago couldn't be done. Guess what? They're being done. They are being done by innovative, amazing people that thought of how to do it and have those types of brains, the engineers in the group, right? So again, make connections. I know that there are people in this community that do have social anxiety, but there are a lot of you out there, so find people like you. You definitely can. I have literally seen people with massive social anxiety make themselves, or I've highly encouraged them to come to retreats, and they get there and they're like, oh my God, it's not, these are my people, it's not bad. We get you. You get me, so create those connections. And again, one way to create it, guys, and I talk about this a lot, is vulnerability. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know how to do that. Like, how do you do that? And don't be afraid to say, if someone asks you a question, I don't know. So, all right, I'm going to turn off the camera for just a second and go get my last point. I printed out a fresh sheet, and I got my second to last sheet. I do work this in my notes app on my phone, so it's drafts. And so, there was a lot of thought put into this. So I want to have you hear my final point. I will be right back. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. I do work hard on these. So I wanted to talk to you about my final point on how diamond painting mirrors life. My final point, and I thought of this one actually this morning when I wake up. I actually keep a notepad and pen beside my bed, because my ADD brain, if I don't, I get these ideas and then they just fly out of my head and I forget them. So I wanted to remember this, so I typed it up really quick this morning when I woke up. My seventh and final point for this principal's office hour is diamond painting like life inspires us. How many times have all of us thought, what if I took that job? What if I started something new? What if I said yes to something that scares me to death? Likewise, in diamond painting, I've asked, what if I started a YouTube channel? What if I completely changed the charted color on this painting? What if someone found a way to cost effectively and beautifully frame diamond paintings? By the way, if somebody can think of that, you're going to make $1 million. It won't be me, because I don't have that type of brain, but somebody find a way. The people, art, themes, and the act of creating in life and diamond paintings inspire us daily to be better, to try new things, and to step out of our comfort zone. This very series I'm doing right now is the result of inspiration and the question, what if? So every time we start a new diamond painting canvas, it's got a million possibilities. I have packed diamond paintings for Craftably. I went to I've said this a million times, but for those of you that may be new, Craftably is a company, a diamond painting company that I love dearly. Unfortunately, they had to close their doors, but I went and helped Michael and Amy at Craftably pack diamond paintings. And it was through that act that and I'm so glad, I wish every diamond painter had the opportunity to do something like that, because it absolutely showed me what it takes to pack one single diamond painting. It's a lot to remember, a lot to put in, you know, a lot of choices that people have, and you got to get it right. But every diamond painting company, you know, small, large, whatever, once asked the question, what if I did this? What if, you know, I'm not seeing things that are done the way I want them to be. So what if I did it? And what if I could do it as well or better than some other folks, you know? And we can either encourage each other, you know. Crashly encouraged me. I always say she's the reason I have my channel. She came out on the front porch of a retreat and said, Kara, why don't you start your own channel? You know, we've got to be encouraging to each other and lift each other up. So anytime anyone contacts me to ask me about my channel, how I started, I am the first person to jump up and go, yes, I will help you. I will help you. Let's sit down and talk. I can tell you the ins and outs. I'm not techno savvy, but I can certainly help you out with that, what have you. So, you know, diamond painting like life, again, it inspires us. So I honestly try to inspire people through series like this, through what I do, through helping people, through encouraging people that are new. I love when people new to the craft make comments on my channel. I just love it. I'm like, oh, a new convert, yay. So again, we can choose for this craft to inspire us or not. You know, again, that was another one of my points. We all have choices. So choose to let diamond painting inspire you and inspire your life. And like I said at the end, we have to sometimes look for that inspiration. It's there if we actively look for it. I promise it is. And once you start making it a habit of looking for inspiration every day in your life, like in your diamond painting, you'll see it more and more easily. I promise you. All right, guys, that is what I've got for you today on the Principal's Office Hour. I don't know how long I went. I never have a clock in front of me. I just sort of speak extemporaneously and with my notes. But this was one that, you know, I came up with pretty much on my own. I did not have any book quotes. I didn't have anything, you know, from anywhere to read. This is just me and my musings about diamond painting. So I hope they were useful, and I hope they made you think about some things. And I enjoy, as always, spending this time with you. So think about that, and you know, always feel free to put in the comments, what other ways do you see diamond painting mirroring life or mirroring your life? I'd love to hear from you. And so that is what I have for you today. And thanks for being here, and thanks for sticking with me and listening again to my ramblings. And I will leave you with this. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. This is the Principal Painter, and I am signing off.